Hello and welcome to another episode of TBH with your host Luke. We have Chris here.
Yo.
And Fernando.
Hey.
Welcome back. It's I think the second episode of the new year. So still happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully, Fernando, you're sick, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to survive, guys. The world is coming to an end.
Oh my gosh.
Ebola has
I'm a little sick.
Fernando family.
Oh my gosh. And Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. You know, second or third week of whatever of this new year. So far, so good.
So far, so good, right?
So far, so good. You know, it's been some crazy moments, but so
Yeah.
far, so good. I'm gonna start my diet pretty soon.
Oh, nice. It's good that you gave yourself a 3-week buffer.
Well, yeah, you have to. You know, you don't want to start with everyone else.
No.
It's the last thing you want to do. Then they all fail. They just bring you back down.
You know, that's the thing. I went to the gym this week, right? And oh god, there's like entire families with their kids, and they have like 3-year-olds who are working out on a treadmill next to me. It's very.
I hate that.
It's like, what, dude? Go play a video game. You're fine. You'll be fine. So I don't know what's happening with that.
They bring their pets.
They bring everything, and it's hilarious. There's one family that brought from their grandpa all the way to like 4-year-old girl who sits with like a yoga mat, and she's like sitting the whole time.
Nice.
I don't know. It's very awkward. It's very awkward to hit the gym. Now, Fernando, are you currently dying? What is happening with you? Is that you?
That's me. Yeah, my kids are checking up on me. They're making sure I'm still alive.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. Those are good kids. That's a good kids.
Did you just get this right now, or what?
Huh?
Did you just get sick right now, or?
No, I got sick like in the morning, but like it's gotten worse during the day.
It's always fun.
Well,
do you have
Right?
Do you have the mucus or not yet?
No, it's all bodily fluids, so it's like every 5 seconds I've been in the bathroom.
Is that where you are right now?
Thank God.
Dude, speaking about the bathroom, I had some explosive diarrhea earlier today.
Thanks for
at
sharing.
work.
Oh.
No, it was nuts. It was the one where like it gets like, how is there crap like on the side of my butt cheek, dude? Like,
That's
how did
disgusting. That's
I
because
know,
you're
it's
an
so
old fart, and when poop falls out of there, it flaps out like a bird.
It had like this shotgun like noise when it came out. It was nuts. So whatever.
Oh my god! It didn't so much come out as a burst grenade.
It burst. Yeah, exactly.
That's
I
gross.
had to explain everything.
You know what though? I do have a question about bathroom etiquette at work. Okay, here's something that I think is very awkward. Is when you're going to the bathroom, and when you're coming out and there's someone waiting. Do you like shake their hand, or do you say hi, or what do you do?
You do the hey man, and then you just walk away.
Had nothing happen and keep on going.
Oh man, because this person is very like friendly, so they like to like hug and stuff, and I'm like, I just came out of the bathroom. I don't want to hug you. I don't know what to do.
I always try to do it when people are busy because I feel shame. I grew up with shame going to the bathroom, so I always want to go whenever he's busy. That way I'm the only one in the bathroom for whatever time I'm in, and I walk out like I didn't do anything, dude. I just covered everything up, dude. There's nothing to see here. They don't know where I've been. So like,
well, supposed
go for it.
No, I was gonna say, you're not supposed. I guess the good thing is not to acknowledge people, right? Like, don't be looking. There's no eye contact while you're like taking a.
So there's no friends in the bathroom.
No, you're pretty much a solo. You're on a campaign mode right there. You know.
Well, the thing is, at my work, they're individual bathrooms. It's like an office, right? So when you walk out, there's one bathroom. And there's like 4 guys, and you're like, I just took a mean deuce. I don't know what to do now. And then, do you apologize? Like, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what to do. What's right?
I don't know. You know what sucks though? We only have one toilet in the bathroom, and two like urinals, whatever they're called. And it sucks because sometimes like you really have to go, and you see someone's shoe there, and it's like crap.
Oh my god.
And it's funny because I know who people are now, like just by
based on shoes.
By the shoes.
It's like,
Yeah.
This guy again. He's always in here.
That sucks, man.
You know, it is what it is.
It does raise some good questions, though. Is it what is? There's a lot of awkward scenarios that happen at work and at school, right? So I work at a school, so I get a lot of like the other day I wanted to draw a light bulb. Can you think about how to draw a light bulb? It's just there's a long part and then there's a bulbous head part and then you come back down on the other side. And then there's like the squiggly part under where you screw it on. So when I drew it, it ended up looking like a gigantic penis on the board.
I was gonna say it looks like a butt, right? And then the butt crack in the middle.
Oh my god, yes.
I don't know.
There's also, here's another thing, is that I teach physics. Now one of the things in physics is electricity. And static electricity is when you like rub two things together, you get static electricity. To demonstrate this, I have a cloth and I have a rag and I have a stick and I rub the stick with the rag. And in an up and down motion, I'm like, electricity, guys. And everyone's laughing at me. I'm like, there's no way for me to do this and not be awkward. I don't know what to do. I don't know. You guys know that I'm not very good at this.
Stick? Why didn't you do the hair with the balloon? Wouldn't that have been a lot better?
I mean, you know what, though? I think the good thing to do is to own it. Own it.
Did you not think about the balloon with the hair?
I didn't, alright. I didn't. Okay, I'll be honest. I didn't. I totally forgot. But now that I know,
you have a PhD.
I can avoid next year.
You know, it's funny. For one of my friend's birthday, we actually decided he lives in Mexico, so we decided to record a birthday message for him. Mm-hmm. It wasn't our idea, but like the sister wanted us to record something because it was like this crazy slideshow.
Yeah.
So we decided to do the whole happy birthday greeting inside a bathroom, public restroom. So like, thank goodness no one walked in like while we were recording it. Like, we were all saying happy birthday and passing the phone around like the stalls and stuff like that.
Oh God.
And it ended up being kind of funny, but I would have hated to like, you know, been the guy who is that for? Like, I don't know, like they watched it with like the whole family, you know. So it was like super weird probably for him. Like, hey, here are your friends from LA, and they're in the bathroom, like. But whatever.
Now, is this like one of those work things where, because we did a work thing where it was, okay, we're each gonna say something we like and something we don't like about the other person we work with. It was like a team building exercise. Okay. I don't know anything about anybody, dude. I don't know anybody. I'm just like, he has a cool name. I don't know what else to say.
Nice.
It was horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't like that, but whatever.
Oh, man.
I put it on YouTube. I'll show you later.
I do want to see that. Just a phone being passed around under a bunch of urinals.
Yeah, so then I went ahead and added like special effects. So like you hear like, you know, farting noises and diarrhea noises in the background. It actually came out pretty good. I'll show you. Maybe you could post it or something. I don't know.
So, do you remember the... God, I know this is going off topic, but you remember I was playing Mario 64 today, and I was playing the level where you slide down a bunch of stuff.
Okay, by the way, I think Fernando just literally died right now.
That's what I was going to say, is he was sliding down one of those levels. Fernando, what is happening? Do we need to call a paramedic? What in the world is happening?
No, so go on. What's your Nintendo 64?
Oh no. Oh no.
I think we lost Fernando.
I think we did. I hope he's alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be going to a short break. Give us 1 minute and we'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of TBH. Chris here with Luke.
Yo.
And the deceased Fernando.
I think we lost him. Now, if we do get him back, I'll just add him straight on. So, sorry for any interruption that might happen.
Okay, that sounds good. I want to bring up a little story I was following for the past 2 weeks. The boy who came back from heaven. A true story, of course. True story. It was a bestseller in 2010 when this book came out. So for those who don't know, in the book, Alex, he's the kid who went to heaven. Alex says that after the automobile accident, he was in the car with his dad, of course, driving along. Who knows where they were going to?
Right.
And next thing you know, he hits something and he sees his father fly out the window out of his car. So he flies out of the window. But Luke, he was caught by an angel who carried him to safety.
Right.
He says he was out of his body while he saw all this happen. His body was taken to the hospital in an emergency helicopter. So he got a free helicopter ride. It's kind of cool. In the book, he says he went through the gates of heaven, which he described as being tall, some tall gates. And he met there Jesus and Satan, who appeared through a hole in heaven.
Of course.
So, okay. So after he woke up in the hospital, he told his family his account of his near-death experience. And, of course, a publisher picked it up, and they decided to make this into a book.
Oh,
and
yes.
It was, yeah. And, and the book pretty much, it explains how heaven is, and he sees Satan also, and he hears the voice of God and whatnot, and blah, blah, blah. So, of course, they sell a bunch of copies and whatnot.
Of course.
So, and, it seems like once a year or twice a year, we'll get, like, a new book like this of people going to heaven, right? Like, well, I don't know.
Near-death experiences and people seeing things and then writing it down, and therefore it's true.
Yeah, and therefore it's true.
Yeah.
So, and what's funny, in this book, right in the beginning, it's called The Boy Who Came Back from Heaven, and then A True Story. They have it written down right in the front cover, a true story.
So is that part of the title? Is it?
Yeah, a true story. So, of course. So, recently, last Tuesday, on January 13th, 2015, this year,
yeah,
Alex released Open Letter. And he writes the following: "Please forgive me, but because of my limitation, I have kept this short." His letter: "I did not die. I did not go to heaven. I said I went to heaven because I thought it would get me attention."
Of course.
So there you go. So on Thursday last week, January 15th of 2015, the stores that were selling these books confirmed that they would be pulling it off the bookshelves and would no longer distribute it. So that's kind of cool. But, and it sucks that all of this, as being a Christian myself, these books do not help Christianity. I mean, at all. I think the Bible is sufficient.
I agree.
One thing I do want to say about Alex that he said, he writes in his little short letter, he put, "The Bible is the only source of truth. Anything written by man cannot be infallible. Wow. I want the whole world to know that the Bible is sufficient." And I think he hit it right there on the point. The Bible is sufficient.
Do we know how old this kid is? Because that's a really deep thing to say.
Right? The kid's probably, I don't know. This happened probably when he was like 14. So, I mean, he's not an adult yet. So.
But he's older. He knows right from wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, yeah, for him to say something like that, you could tell, like, he knows what's up.
Yeah.
And
I agree with you, man. I think that books like this, they really tarnish what the Bible is about.
Yeah.
And it kind of hurts. Now, I used to work at so I'm Christian. I think all three of us are Christian, and we're all, practicing Christians, and we are firm believers in the Bible.
And with that said, Fernando could be in heaven right now, for all we know.
I mean, he could be back and have written a book.
Yes.
Titled A True Story of Fernando Gomez, What I Saw in Heaven.
I was doing a podcast. I completely died. I came back. And here's my book.
You know what he's going to say? He's going to be like, "It's beautiful, guys. I was mowing the lawn, and it was the most beautiful grass I've ever seen." Poor guy.
I saw Satan through a peephole also.
Yeah, I had a
And
telescope, like one of the ones in like cartoons where it's like gigantic, and it was pointed down at hell. I saw the
yeah,
devil down there.
yeah. No, but
But
like how you were saying, go for it.
yeah. So I used to work at a Christian bookstore, and now one of the things that I got to experience working at a Christian bookstore is the people who write and sell these things, and a lot of it is just pandering. It's just, I mean, we had one, a lady, who her name is, and I looked it up here because I didn't remember, Mary Baxter, and she wrote a series of books, called A Divine Revelation, and the
Oh
first one was
gosh,
about heaven, so it's Divine Revelation of heaven. The second one's about hell, and then
of
there was
course.
one more about like the apocalypse, and then I don't remember the other. She has like a series.
Oh my
And
gosh.
each one, to show you how she gets these revelations, um, she says at the beginning of each book that she undergoes a strict fasting regimen of about 30 days of no eating. So she does absolute fasting for 30 days,
That's insane.
and then she starts seeing these revelations.
Well, anyone would start seeing anything after 30 days.
Yeah, I think a sane person would call that a hallucination, not a
Yeah.
revolution.
And by the way, she has one more book, if Divine Revelation from Hell. There's a second edition, a part two,
Oh,
written in 19.
the revengeance or what?
Yeah. Just in case.
Because there's so much to say. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I read those books, right? Because I'm curious, and obviously most people are curious. And if you're curious and you're a believer, you're gonna read that and you're gonna say, "Oh, I wonder."
Right.
But reading the book, everything seemed so physical. It was like she rode around on a chair, and there were tunnels, and in these tunnels there were like tubes, and there was smoke rising from here. And I'm like, that sounds very much like a Disney version of
Yeah.
hell. Like there's
Yep.
smoke and brimstone, and there's these tunnels and bricks, and are you sure it's not just a metaphorical or a metaphysical place? Or
Right.
it just seems so perfectly described. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was hurtful. It was hurtful to my soul.
Yeah, and like I don't know why they write. I mean, as Christians, like, okay, fine, we're always curious on what, and we always think, what's it going to be like, is it going to be like this? Is it not? How's hell going to be like? How's heaven going to be like? And the Bible does describe hell a little bit and
Yeah.
heaven a little bit in the Bible. But, and I was always not, I always like had my doubts whenever someone came out like this. But you know what I was thinking the other day? Like, maybe some Christians might think like, oh, you know what? This looks like, how could this kid lie? And this looks bad now in the Christian church or whatever, or Christianity. But in a way, like, it's good that these things come out, because, and then it's good that these things come out, and then we could say something like, look, the Bible is sufficient. We don't need all these stories and all these things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to save anyone at the end of the day.
No.
Like,
at most, it'll incite emotions, but no one's saved on emotion.
No.
Right.
No. Yeah. And I am a big fan of like when the truth comes out, and like I'm a big fan of busting people's bubbles. Like, oh, look at this video, and then like, oh no, but if you really look at it, it's like
Photoshop.
super edited in Photoshop. Because there's no reason for all those things. There's no reason to like make up videos and Photoshop things.
Yeah.
For what, at the end of the day? What, so people could say like, oh, it must be real then if they captured a angel, on video or something like that. Like, no one's gonna believe that, dude. At the end of the day, when Jesus died and he rose from the dead, I think it says, the Bible says, like over like 500 people or more people, like a bunch of people saw him walking around.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people still didn't believe, and some people did, But I mean, at the end of the day, it's about what can you say? Like, just having faith and believing.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about like the story of Jesus, there are more contextual references to Jesus outside of the Bible than there are contextual in their time period. So in the time of Jesus, more people referenced his circumstances than people who referenced Shakespeare or Caesar or Alexander the Great or even Aristotle. So think about that. More people wrote down and said that, which aren't included in the Bible, than any of the other things. And I think that is something very striking and realistic. But at the same time, numbers aren't going to convert someone. Sure, you may soften them a little bit, but not convert them. I think it's faith that converts someone and conviction, right?
Right. Yeah.
And to that, it's kind of sad when you see books like this because it really does pander to an audience that wants to believe in a Disney universe.
Yeah.
And it's very hurtful in a way because it draws the line to where someone could say, I saw this thing and I witnessed this and it's real because, because the boy came back from heaven. And the next book could be the boy saying, and this is how you go to heaven. And it could be a totally different thing. And people will believe him solely on the fact that they sympathize with him.
Yep.
And that's not how the Bible works. I mean, look, I looked up, because I'm this kind of person, I looked up Bible verses here. So if you are a Christian, this is support for our argument that this kind of stuff is non-realistic. And that is oh wait, let me pull it up real quick. Luke 16, chapter 16. And it's about Lazarus coming back from the dead, and there's a rich man. And the rich man has died. And so God says to him basically on verses 19 to 31, says to the rich man, hey, you're going to go to hell because you lived a really foolish life. And the rich man says, okay, let me go back and tell my brothers.
Right, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, verse 27. The rich man said, please send him to his father's home, for I have 5 brothers, and I want to warn them so they don't end up in this place of torment. And what happens? Moses and the prophets have warned them. Your brothers can't read what they wrote. The man replies, no, blah, 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 blah. And then essentially what is said, and I'll find it real quick. Here it is, verse 26. There is a great chasm separating us. No one can cross over from you to here, and no one can cross from us to over there. Right. In other words, there is no such thing as someone saying, I spoke to my grandma, or she came to me in a dream, or this thing happened, or I died and I came back and this is what I saw. I'm sorry, that's not supported.
Yeah, there's just that right there just throws away everyone who ever said something like that.
Yeah, and like scientific research has shown that this kind of stuff is just triggered by an immense amount of hormones and stuff being pumped into your brain when you're having a near-death experience that causes your brain to go into an overshock state, and it overproduces things. So you get images.
Right.
But that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it means nothing.
I mean,
yeah, I guess we all have like crazy. I mean, isn't that the way like songs are written sometimes? Like they get all high and all like out of it, and then yeah, and it's like, I don't know, it's crazy. Like, and you know what? I hope this story just makes people more stronger in their faith, and just makes the Bible look even more bad to the bone than what it already is.
And we know it's a serious thing. It's not really a funny topic to talk about, but at the same time, it's a really serious thing for us because we believe in this stuff, and to see people just throw it around, it's really sad, and is really disheartening because here we are trying to stick to something very clearly, and then meanwhile there's people who are just, so lax about it.
Yeah, seriously.
It's a frustrating thing.
It sucks. At the end of the day, what we should know is the Bible is sufficient.
Yes, and I have a story about that. Where I work, the principal, he's Christian, and he said at the very start of the day of the year last year, my first year working there, and he said, "Let all men be liars, and let God be the truth."
Nice.
I was like, "Oh, what a poignant phrase! Oh, I loved it." So that was written on my board throughout the whole year. So. That was my quote to myself, yes. So whenever I would mess up, I would tell students, well, I'm a liar, so I lied about the test. It's today. It's today. They get so mad at me. I'm like, well, you gotta believe in God.
Just for that, dude, I send the cops over to your house. They're picking you up right now.
You can hear that, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that what they're doing is they're running over to Idaho or wherever Fernando lives to revive him. He actually just messaged me that he's having a bathroom attack, but he's alive. Let me ask him, did you write a story? Did you write a story about it? Pretty sure the answer is no to that, okay? just to make sure.
And leave me alone. I want to go to bed. All right. With that said, I guess we can take a break.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, then. We'll
See
be
you
back.
in a bit.
Yep.
Welcome back, everybody, to TBH, and Luke here with Chris.
Yo.
And the angel of Fernando is with us, but he's not with us.
Fernando did not make it. He is, I think he died while taking a dump.
I think so. Last we heard, he was in the bathroom.
Yeah, he was in the bathroom. He was in Philly. He was on for like a good 10 minutes, and then he was just gone after that.
I asked him if he wrote a book, but he never said anything.
I know, what the heck, dude?
I know. I'm kind of upset about that.
Hopefully he'll write one tomorrow.
I mean, hopefully he'll mention us in it, you know?
I seriously, I was hopefully you could plug the show at least.
Alright, so to end tonight's show, we do want to talk about Fernando's topic. Even though he's not here, we each come up with a topic before the show. And we kind of just, yell at each other and say that it's terrible. But then when the show happens, it ends up being alright. And
Right.
Fernando's topic was actually a good one. Too bad he's not here. And he wanted to talk about our top shows that we watched in the 90s. So, Chris,
Nice.
I don't know if you have them in any order. I don't. I just listed all the top shows.
You know what? It came out kind of like an order. Like,
Okay.
I was writing them down, but as I look at it, it looks like it's pretty much so. Actually, no, it's not now that I really think about it.
Yeah.
But let's go. Let's do top threes.
Okay, I'll do my top three. These are shows that I watched the most. Not necessarily that like I would say like define me, but that I
Right.
watched nonstop.
Yeah, I would say the following three shows that I chose, I watched like it was one of those I saw it was hard to pick, but I think these three shows really like I would not miss an episode. I would try not to miss an episode.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's why I picked them. That's why I picked them. Okay.
So,
do you want to start with one and then we'll do one of mine? And
yeah.
Okay.
One of mine.
Ladies first.
Yes, thank you. Saved by the Bell.
Oh my God.
Without a doubt, Saved by the Bell. I was always, as a kid, grew up watching it.
Who was your favorite character?
Sack was the best, dude.
Okay,
honestly,
alright.
I know he was like the main guy.
Yeah.
Screech was funny, but as a kid, who doesn't want to be Sack more?
Yes, I resented Screech because I looked like him. So.
There you go. Then you got Slater. What type of name is Slater?
Yeah.
But Saved by the Bell was one of those shows where like it was just good. It was just each show was like amazing. Each episode, I remember the last episode where they finally graduated.
Oh gosh.
And it was like, all right, it was like class of like 93 or 90. I forgot. But what was funny is that there was only like maybe like 12 people graduating.
Yeah. It's like a tiny school.
Yeah. So,
My God.
Saved by the Bell for me would have to be one of my top threes.
Probably one of the most catchy theme songs and 90s looking show I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's funny. Remember that giant telephone he would carry?
Yeah.
It's like a giant like house phone.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I think that show is probably the one that defines the 90s the most.
Yeah.
The hairstyles, the talking.
Yep, the color, the
colors.
clothing.
Yeah, it's the pinnacle 90s show, I think.
Yeah, I will say it got kind of weird when they go off to college and stuff like that. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
But it's a good show. It's a good show. And apparently Saved by the Bell was called something else, and then it went to Saved by the Bell, right?
Really?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I didn't know the lore.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently it was only Screech and Sack, and they were in and then they go to high school, and then it's like the whole cast of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, and the thing is, when they went to college, it was only Screech and Zach again. And then they brought back like some of the girls, but it wasn't the whole cast anymore, right?
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
It's weird to remember things. It's really is.
It was called Good Morning Miss Bliss.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that was with Sack and Screech. And then after that came Saved by the Bell, and then then there was the college years, and now I think they're doing one in like the midlife crisis years, Saved by the Bell. I don't know if you knew that.
It's like what are they doing now? what's Boy Meets World? They're doing Girl Meets World, and
Yeah.
Topanga and the other guy are the parents now.
Yeah.
So that's got to be awkward.
So that's kind of weird, right?
I mean,
all right, so
she's
go.
still hot though. She's still hot.
Yeah. So what's your?
Okay. Now I cheated a little bit here, but I put two shows as one because I watched them, and they ran and they were like parallel, so you had to watch one to get the other. Hercules and Xena.
Hercules and Xena.
Yes, I would watch the Hercules Legendary Journeys and Xena Warrior Princess non-stop, dude. I look, this is how bad it went. I wrote a letter to Lucy Lawless. I didn't even know that was her name. I said, "Dear Xena, I'm young, but you can marry me. Please marry me." And I sent it off, and I think I got a poster back, but
Nice.
I mean, I thought she was real. I was like, oh my god, I want to live with her.
Now, is she a lesbian in the show, or like there was always like that thing?
I think there was that hint, but no, I don't think so, because her and Hercules had like romantic affairs.
Nice.
And the partners, Aeolus and Gabrielle, they also had romantic affairs. And
Okay.
dude, like the thing is, like the show went on forever, and then towards the end, they kill off Aeolus.
No.
So you go through like 10 seasons with this guy, and then they kill him, and you're like, holy shit.
That's the Hercules, right?
No, Aeolus was in Hercules, a TV show.
Okay.
But they killed him in a crossover, because they used in the 90s shows did crossovers all the time.
Nice. I remember that, yeah.
And like they killed him in a crossover, and Gabrielle's all upset, and I'm sitting there like, how could you kill Aeolus? So when I would play Oregon Trail in school on like the first Mac ever invented,
right.
My character names were like Hercules, Aeolus, Xena. And my teacher would be like, maybe pick names that fit the age of, the Oregon Trail. I'm like, Aeolus is a name.
Yeah. Come on now.
All right, so that's my second one. So
All right,
Chris,
right.
That's my first one. What about you?
Second, I would have to go. Now, this is a show I always watch and never missed.
Oh, yeah.
And it has to be the original, the first one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh my God! How did I not put that on my list?
I mean, I remember leaving like school and like, oh man, like I wonder what's gonna happen. Like, is the Green Ranger coming out right now?
Yeah.
Is he not? Is he a good guy? Oh, is he gonna turn into a good guy? Because right now he's a bad guy. Oh man, that show for me was amazing. I always liked the Green Ranger, of course.
Of course. I mean, what else?
Yeah.
Which other one? The Black Ranger? That's not racist.
The blue one.
Or the yellow one? Like, come on, how racist can you be?
And I think one of the Rangers died recently, actually.
Really?
Who was he? I want to say it's the Blue Ranger passed away recently.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
that kind of sucks. But, it was a great show. I didn't follow it right after it went to like Turbo and who knows what else now, Go-Go Rangers.
Yeah, I think I followed it up to like Space Force, and then they went into like Time Force and Police Force, and I'm like, I'm not down with the cops. I'm good.
And the movie was really good too.
It was terrible, but it was really good.
I had the soundtrack, right?
So did I. So not gonna lie.
Nice. Yeah. So that's my number 2. What about you?
God, that's a good show, man. I can't believe I didn't think about that one.
Yeah.
Jesus. I put one that I would watch, even though I hate this, but I watched it every week because I needed to, dude. I needed
Which
to.
one?
I needed the creds. Star Trek Voyager.
No.
Even Trekkies hate Star Trek Voyager, and I would watch it and I'd be like, wow, she sounds like such a smoker. It's terrible. But man, that show was addictive to me. I was like, oh, I wanted the model of that version of the Enterprise, so my friend bought it for me one time, and it was like, you could open it up and walk the characters along the bridge, and it was so legit, and I was so into that show. And you would watch like it was terrible. You would watch 90 minutes. I mean, as a kid, you watch sci-fi shows for like aliens and spaceships and explosions, and you watch 90 minutes of people talking, and then in the last 10 minutes, a phaser was shot. And there you go. And the aliens all look like humans, but with like ridges on their forehead. Like, oh my God, someone be like a tentacle monster or something, please. But I couldn't stop watching that show. It was just so addicting. I don't know why. I apologize, everybody. All the Trek nerds. I apologize. I know it's
No,
insane.
I mean, you know what? I can't say I ever. It was just too boring. It looked boring. I don't know. I just never got into it.
I always felt like I was being a smart person watching it, because
Okay.
you know all smart people like Star Trek, so therefore if I watch Star Trek, then I'll be smart.
Yeah, right.
That was my logic as a kid.
All right, all right. Stuff's a
But
good one.
yeah, I mean, it's not really a '90s show. It was in the '90s, but it doesn't. It's not iconic '90s show, you know.
Right, right.
But I'm confident with my next ones.
Okay, here's my third one. I think this is the one I could really say. I want to say it's my top one, but I mean, I don't know if it's my top one actually, but it's definitely close. Married with Children.
Oh God.
Ed O'Neill, dude.
Yes.
Al Bundy. I
Yes.
mean, come on. That show was just great. I love that show.
Every character on that
Bud
show.
Bundy, Kelly Bundy.
Even the neighbor. What was her
Peggy
name?
Bundy. Marcy.
Oh my
Marcy Darcy.
Oh my God.
Jefferson and Steve. Remember? He would always color like a chicken or something like that.
Dude, I didn't know her name was Marcy. I forgot.
Marcy Darcy. Great show. Lasted 11 seasons, 259 episodes.
Do you remember watching the one where there was a killer in the hotel?
Yeah, I did.
That one was so good.
That one was good. What about when they take the car to the car wash and they can't find the car?
Or where someone holds up Al's house and then Marcy puts her hand down and gets her hand shot off or something.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's one episode they had like a peeping Tom going around the neighborhood, but it didn't hit Peggy's house and she was all jealous, so she would sit outside the window.
Or one of the other ones that are memorable is the one where they do the body spray commercial, and it was called Bod body spray. It's like, I want your bod, and people would like, and Kelly tried out for it or whatever. Oh God, that's a good episode.
Yeah, there's so many good episodes. I mean, definitely that's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
And it's just great.
On top of that, when you're a kid, you feel bad watching it because your parents don't want you to, but you know, it's like a guilty pleasure. Like,
yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you knew this, but last year they announced a spin-off of the character Bud Bundy.
Oh gosh.
So who knows if that's ever gonna come out or not,
But isn't he on Modern Family now? I mean.
Well, Bud Bundy was the son.
Oh, Bud. Oh.
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah. So he actually did come out in one episode of Modern Family.
Oh, dude, remember that one episode where the dog comes to life? That scared the shit out of me, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
And remember, he's always all he had. Remember, every time he would come in, and then okay, first of all, the audience would just go crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Like someone walking through the door, the audience goes nuts.
Yeah.
And then he'll always start off by saying like, "So a fat lady comes into the shoe store today. She wanted a size 3. She was really a size 12, but you know."
God, that's good. That's good.
I wanted one of the shirts, the No Ma'am shirts.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, definitely that was one of my. That's probably my top show.
Gosh.
What you got, buddy?
Oh man, dude. Well, I cheated again. Dude, I cheated a few times here. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But you know what? I admit it. Therefore, I'm okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But these are shows that I watched in the 90s, and I think they also evoke a lot of like late 90s culture.
Okay.
See if you ever watch these. Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel.
Yes, I've seen them both, but recently, not while growing up.
What did you think of them?
It was okay for its time, I guess.
Oh my gosh, I actually hated Buffy, but Angel was such a cool character.
Really?
Yeah, oh man, I would watch that show weekly, and my friends, we would get together and be like, oh my gosh, she's so hot. Oh my god, this or that.
Oh gosh. And he's the guy from Bones, right?
He is the guy from Bones, David Boreanaz. He's actually amazing. If you ever get a chance to watch the whole series of Angel, it is really good. Except for the last episode is terrible.
Yeah, Amy she did the whole thing on Netflix.
It's
They're
great.
both on Netflix.
It's great. Yeah, Buffy kind of meh, but Angel is so good.
I remember there was a Buffy episode where like it's like they sing. It's like a music thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck? I don't know.
Yeah, one of the things that sticks out to me is when they go to another universe, and it's an old universe, and it's all like medieval, and Oh God, it's just I don't know. I'm a sci-fi guy, dude. You know that. So for me, that was
Okay,
like
yeah.
nerdgasm happening at
All
that
right,
point.
I'm gonna have to check it out, I guess.
It's good. The last episode sucks because I guess they ran out of money or ideas.
Yeah.
So the last episode was like of Angel, and spoilers for everybody. But the last episode was like, okay, so all these things are gonna come, but in the end, I'm gonna get my soul. And then he just takes out a sword and charges at the camera, and it fades to black. And I'm like,
No.
this was the suckiest ending in the history of television. What the hell?
Nice. Now, Angel comes from Buffy, right?
Yeah,
The
he
character.
basically Joss Whedon didn't enjoy working with Sarah Michelle Gellar or the character of Buffy, so he wanted to start over, but keep a lot of the world that he already built. So
Okay.
at the end of one of the seasons of Buffy, Angel is like walking away. He's done. So he goes to LA to do his own thing, and it all takes place in Los Angeles. And they
Nice.
really use a lot of Los Angeles, and it is great. The writing is great. Everything's great in the show.
Huh.
It's
All right,
really
all
good.
right.
So I recommend it. Don't watch Buffy. Forget Buffy. Angel all the way, 100%.
All right. How about honorable mentions?
All right, you first.
All right. I'm just gonna go on a little list I have, and you can stop me if you want to say something.
That's fine.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
I never watched it.
Oh, it was Nickelodeon show.
Oh man.
Great show. Definitely have to watch it.
I never had cable, so.
Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Didn't have cable.
Dang. Hey Dude, Nickelodeon. That's right, you didn't have cable.
Nah.
Okay, Darkwing Duck.
Oh my God, that's great. Oh
It's a
my
great
God,
show,
that's on my little list here too. Great show.
Nice, great show.
Best
Beavis
Batman
and
spoof ever.
Butthead. Beavis and Butthead.
I never got into it, but I'd agree that it's a 90s show.
Chippendales Rescue Rangers.
Loved it. Loved
Great
it.
show. Ariel Monsters.
Never saw it.
We started getting a little older. Actually, yeah, no, it was good. It's good. Tiny Toon Adventures. Definitely a show I grew up watching.
All right, Tiny Toons. I gotta inject here. That was
Okay.
probably one of my favorite cartoons. I have actually on my honorable mentions list 3 cartoons, and that's one of them.
Go for it. Oh, okay. Boy Meets World. Definitely watched a lot of that.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I never really got into? Rocko's Modern Life.
Me neither. My wife loved it, but I never got into it.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I can't say I grew up watching it either.
I did. I loved that show, but I mean, it didn't age well. Let's just say that.
Doug was always good, the cartoon. The original Doug.
I hated it. I'm not gonna lie. I hate
Clarissa Explains It All.
I never saw it.
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold, hated it.
Okay, here's a good show. Home Improvement.
Home Improvement, all right, good. I loved it.
That was a good show.
And
I can't say I got into the X-Files. And I know that's a big 90s show.
I used to watch that and then not sleep.
Nice.
I would be like, aliens are coming, Mom. Please put aluminum foil around my bed.
Here's something I don't want to admit, but Beverly Hills 90210, I've seen a lot of episodes.
I think, yeah. What?
I think I remember my mom watching like the one where they graduate, and she was thinking like, well, one day you kids are gonna graduate.
Oh my God.
Family Matters was great. It's Steve Urkel.
Loved it. Also voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in 2 different TV shows and in video games up to like 2008.
Nice. And I guess finally Martin. That was pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Now here are mine. See if you agree with these. So one you didn't say, but we talked about before the show was Seinfeld.
Oh, that's right.
I watched that show a lot, more than Friends.
Definitely, I watch it now. I hated it when growing up, being a kid. I just didn't get it. I love it.
A lot of people, my wife's sister, she hated it, back when she was a kid, but now she's watching and she's like, oh my God, this show's so funny.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. I was ahead of my time because I watched Star Trek. See what I did there?
Very good. There you go.
Another one, Animaniacs.
And great show.
Great show. Oh man, Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
At his finest.
Yep, that's a great show.
Didn't John Williams do the soundtrack as well?
Hey, probably.
Oh my gosh.
It had some great. The intro was awesome.
Yeah.
I would sing along with it.
Another one, Steven Spielberg and John Williams Batman, the animated series.
Yeah.
Probably the best cartoon ever made, in my opinion.
It was great.
Have you watched it recently?
No.
Oh, dude.
I want to.
Go online and watch just the episode called it's about the gray ghost. The gray ghost. It's about the idol that Bruce Wayne had when he was a little kid. He used to watch this detective show about this guy who dressed in all gray, and he was a ghost, and he would go around at night and like solve crimes. And then the episode is so good, dude. It takes place when Batman's older, and the gray ghost, the actor, is like a failing actor, and he's hungry, and he's like doesn't have money, so he's selling off all his old merchandise just to get by. And he turns to like crime, and then Batman has to stop him, and it's such a good episode.
It's good, right?
And you know who voices the gray ghost?
No, who?
Adam West.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Who was the old Batman?
Nice.
So oh my god, it just plays on so many levels.
So it's good, huh?
It's a great show. Oh my god, it's great. It's very adult too. Very adult. Not for kids.
Yeah, definitely. And it used to come on, for when it was like kids, like right after school, right?
Yeah, I mean, you would be watching like Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, Batman, and Batman was like dark and really like violent and like, oh god.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to watch this.
Right now. My mom would come in and be like, put on Power Rangers. At least it's brighter.
So it's saying here it ran from 93 to 95.
Yeah. Only got 3 seasons.
Yeah.
It was
85 episodes?
Yup. And you know what? You don't even have to watch season 3 because it became a lot more child friendly.
Oh, okay.
So season 1 and then season 2 was Batman and Robin, where they introduced Robin. And
well, that was one of my first cartoons that, like, I think it was the one with the Riddler.
Yeah.
Like, it'll start off and then it'll say to be continued, and it'll be like, holy crap, dude! All right, I gotta wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that show was awesome.
And then season 3 crossed over a lot with the Superman animated show, which is also really good, but a lot more lighthearted.
Okay.
But good stuff.
All right. What do you have? What other things do you have?
Probably one of the last ones that I used to watch. So I used to watch a lot of sci-fi.
Okay.
And then I used to watch something else which wasn't sci-fi, but it was on constantly. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
I remember watching that show growing up.
That show was the weirdest show I had ever seen.
Yes.
And I would watch it nonstop.
It was good, right?
It was really good.
I remember watching those shows were always great because they'll show like so many crazy things, right, that you wouldn't really see on regular television. You'll see it there.
Well, did you ever? Okay, so speaking of weird shows, I used to watch a couple early animes that came to the U.S. One of them was Sailor Moon. You probably saw that.
I did not see it, but yes, I know about
it. It was the sexiest 14-year-old.
It must have not been on like where I used to live, because it wasn't on regular television.
I think it was on like UPN back before it was like
UPN.
Yeah.
I remember UPN.
But and then
that's Channel 13, right?
Yeah, and well, in California, yes.
Yeah.
And then another one was one that I always tell people, and none of them ever recognize it. But then one time I found someone I told them the name, and they said, oh, I watched that show, it was so good. And I thought, oh man, it wasn't a dream. Samurai Pizza Cats.
No, I can't say I've even
It's
heard
about
of it.
these cats who own a pizza place. They deliver pizza, and they also have a giant mech warrior that they all jump into, and it fights crime.
What the heck?
It was an anime. I don't know how else to explain it. It was anime.
That reminds me of a show called Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place or something like that.
That's a good show, yeah. It was one of my first like adult comedies to watch.
Yeah, same here.
There was always about like sex, like
like there was one guy always wanted the relationship, but the other guy will always wanted just to get laid or something.
Yeah. And that formula copy paste, and here we are today.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
So I think we hit a lot of good ones.
I think we did, man. I think we did. And I can't believe that I missed out on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I should have put that on my list.
Yeah, come on.
God, that movie was terrible.
It was good. You want to guess on what Fernando might have said?
Knowing Fernando, I I don't
Keenan
know.
and Kel. No.
I was gonna say In Living Color. He's gonna hate us, but hey, he should have been here instead of pooping.
He's watching us from heaven right now. He's fine.
Or he
Blossom.
Or yeah. No, Fernando. Let's see. What would he probably have said? He would probably have said Boy Meets World.
Oh, yeah.
Probably Boy Meets World. If I know Fernando, he would have been like, oh,
I want to say Boy Meets World.
And then they went to college and they were all hanging out in the lounge like Gryffindor house.
Yeah. Maybe Dawson's Creek.
Just give them all those. But Felicity.
The Secret World of Alex Max. All right.
Probably Powerpuff Girls. I think he might say that. That's a great show, by the way.
Yeah, I think he'll go with like Tiny Toons.
Yeah,
and, Ren and Stimpy. I hear him saying something like
or Cat Dog, one of those two.
Yeah, Pinky and the Brain.
Oh yeah.
Friends maybe.
Oh god.
I don't know. Yeah, he'll probably see something like that. We'll ask him next time.
Well, there you go, folks.
By the way,
you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Fernando's top picks: Felicity, Melrose Place, and Friends.
And Friends. By the way, Bill Nye the Science Guy was a great show.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
Do you still follow that guy? He's fantastic.
A little bit, yeah. I should follow him more.
Yeah, he does a science show with Neil deGrasse Tyson called Star Talk. And it's so popular as a podcast that they're actually producing it into a live talk show. It's basically a show where a scientist has a comedian on, and then they let viewers call in with science questions.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so you know who's a regular on the show is Eugene Merman, which is one of the voices of Bob's Burgers.
Really?
Yeah, he's a regular on the show, and God, it's pretty funny because viewers will call in with these complex questions, and then Eugene's sitting there like, what in the world did he just say? And then, it's up to Bill Nye or Tyson to explain it in the simplest way possible.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's a great show. It's really good for people who want to be into science, but don't have like the know-how of someone who studied a bunch of science.
Okay.
So it's a great show. It's good stuff.
I will. Two more before we take off.
Yeah.
That we forgot to mention. The Tick, the animated series.
Oh, dude.
That was so good.
It was
so good.
One of the funniest.
Yeah, definitely one of the funniest shows. And Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. That is so
Dinosaurs.
90s. Oh my god.
Dinosaurs. Came right after The Simpsons, I think. I remember.
I remember what was it? The Brachiosaur who would stick his head. The neighbor who would stick their head into the window.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's going on? Now, was it just me, or was there an episode where a comet was gonna hit?
Yeah, there was.
That freaked me out. I'm like, are they gonna kill everybody? Is this the end of the series?
Yeah.
I was very scared.
That was you know what? That show is pretty crazy. Now it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
For anyone who wants to watch it.
It's one of those morbid shows where if you're aware at all, like, then you're really terrified. Because the whole time you're like, and then the comet struck. And then they died. It was like Land Before Time. And then you think about it, you go, all these cute kid characters that are adorable, they all died a horrible death. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. And it's really bad.
Well, what are you going to do?
All right, folks. I think we're done for today. Chris, you want to say anything before we say goodbye?
I just want to say, hopefully everyone has a good rest of the year. No, what am I saying? No. Hopefully Fernando's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. No joke. We do care about him, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll tell us his top fives next week.
He just needs to stop drinking the water in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Other than that, thank you for continuing to listen to us, and yeah, we enjoy doing this.
Yeah, definitely. It's good times. Good times. So we'll have this up soon, guys, and we'll see you soon. So stay tuned.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.